My stage name is Karan Singh Magic because there are way too many Karan Singhs in the country. I mix modern magic with traditional psychology, and when you sort of mix the two, you can give the illusion that you can read minds. Later I was sent a topic that said decoding the human brain. So if all of you could look a little less intelligent to start off with, that would be nice. Which made me very nervous. So when I was told decoding the human brain, I thought of what I can do. Because the human brain is extensively diverse, unbelievably massive, and a few other long words to make me look smarter than I actually am. Because it became that idea in my head, I am not that smart. I can't decode the human brain. Who am I to do that? Who am I to know anything about anyone's brain? So I thought I'd break it down into three little parts. The first part is this, just follow what I do. All of you genuinely do this right now. Keep your hand on your head. Do this right now. Keep your hand on your head. Keep your hand on your chest. And keep your hand on your wrist. Now that's your elbow, not your wrist. Yeah? What happened there? What happened there was I said keep your hand on your head, and I actually kept my hand on my head. And you followed. Your brain followed. And I said keep your hand on your chest, and I kept my hand on my chest. And your brain followed as well. And you developed a trust, your brain and your body together developed a trust in me that whatever I'm doing is what I'm saying. And you became confident that you can trust me. And I said keep your hand on your wrist. Now because you've been following actions, it's easier for the brain to follow visual actions than to follow verbal actions. You realize that this must be the wrist. And you ended up doing that. And almost all of you, except for one or two of you in the audience, actually did keep your hand on your elbow instead of your wrist. That poses a really interesting theory to do with the brain. Everyone thinks that they are unique. You are. Everyone is unique. Everyone looks different. Everyone acts differently. Everyone presents themselves differently. But at the core of everything, everyone is similar. I go out and say I'm unique. I'm not like anyone else. All of you do that too. None of you go out and say, oh, I'm just like everyone else. I'm very predictable. Everyone goes and says, I'm unique. People saying that they are unique, people's brain thinking that they are unique, is what makes them similar. People thinking that they are different is probably the most similar trait about people. That's what your brain makes you do. And because everyone is similar, at some level you might look different, but everyone is built in the same way. You have the same two eyes, same two ears, one nose. As a doctor once pointed out to me, two everything by the side, one of everything down the middle. And it's actually true for all of us. We are built so similarly, and because of that, our brains act very similarly as well. Our thoughts act very similarly as well. And every human being in the world is that. Would you be in Hyderabad, Delhi, Mumbai, any part of India, any part of Europe, any part of the world, people's brains are built very, very similarly. And that's what I want to base everything that I do on. Because our brains are built so similarly, it's easy for us to influence someone else's thoughts and someone else's brains. Why do we all like the same brand? Why is Nike so famous? Why do we all like the same actors? Why are some movies more successful than others? Because all of us together are liking the same things. All of us together are doing the same things that others. It makes it easy for anyone to influence someone's thoughts. Now, I've gone on for about 4 minutes, and I think I have appeared smarter than I actually am. I know I started off by saying that I am a psychological illusionist, which at the end of the day is a form of magic. So let me demonstrate something of how somebody's brain can be influenced. I have a deck of cards in my pocket, a deck of playing cards. With Diwali coming, I think it's slightly appropriate to use a deck of cards. Sir there, giving me the death stare. Call out a playing card, call out any playing card.
King of Hearts.
King of Hearts. Any particular reason why you say that?
Just came to my mind.
Just came to your head. Point to someone else in the audience. Anyone that you want. Not someone you've come with. That means slightly good. Just to make it random so we know that there are different brains involved. Point to anyone. Yeah, if you can stand up. There are 52 cards in a deck of cards. Name a number somewhere in the middle.
8.
So name something bigger than 8. Somewhere in the middle of a deck of cards between 1 and 52.
26.
26. Sure? Okay. Point to someone else. Somebody you've not come with.
Red t-shirt.
Red t-shirt. Red t-shirt. Sir, can you stand up? What's your name?
Lokesh.
Lokesh. Can you come up, Lokesh? And as he does that, we give him a round of applause as he walks up. Lokesh, hold on to the deck cards firstly. I don't want to touch them. Now, every time you see a magician, don't shuffle them, just hold them in your hand, just like that. Just hold them like that. Every time you see a magician with a deck of cards, the first thing is that there is sleight of hand involved, because the magician is handling the cards. Over here, it's in his control. You could have said any card, then you could have pointed to anyone else. You could have said any number, and then you could have pointed to anyone else. The card you said was the King of Hearts, and the number you said was 26. If the 26th card in that deck is the King of Hearts, it'll be mental because I haven't touched the cards at all. Can you deal down 25 cards face up into my hand one by one? Face up, so that's 1, 2, 3, and they're all different, just by the way. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, stop. That's the 26th card. The card you said was?
King of Hearts.
Pick up the card, show it to everyone. That's the How did that happen? How did I do that? I never touched the card, so there's obviously no magic involved there. You could have said any card, you could have pointed to anyone else. But that's what people are built like. People are so similar, people are so unique in their thought processes, yet so similar. They think that they're unique. But just using words, you can make people think of anything. Similarly, the way I did that, if you exaggerate that, you can make people think of the King of Hearts. You can make people think of the number 26. And before you actually walk on stage, you take the King of Hearts, you keep it to the 26th position. Simple as that. Then anyone comes up on stage, King of Hearts is always on the 26th position. It's just achieving it that's harder than it actually looks. That's the first part that I wanted to sort of talk about, of how the brain is built in a particular way, of how people think so similarly, people are built so similarly that their thoughts can be influenced. But it's not just the brain. A lot of people, very commonly in a lot of Bollywood movies, there's this dialogue, ye sochta bhi dil se hai, karta bhi dil se hai. He does from his heart, he thinks from his heart. He doesn't really think, he doesn't really use his brain. And our entire body is somehow connected. And everyone thinks feelings arise from the heart. The truth is, the feelings also arise from the brain at some point. If you didn't have a brain, you wouldn't have a heart. You wouldn't have that sort of connection in your body that sort of gets you to have feelings. And feelings are something that I think are fundamentally what makes human beings different from all the other living beings on the planet. Like outside you have this standee that says we're on top of the food chain for a reason. And it is true, we have feelings. And feelings are influenced by people around us, by things around us. We look at someone, the moment we meet someone, we form a judgment about them. No matter how non-judgmental we are, the moment we meet someone, we know from our gut, from our instinct or whatever, we know if we want to be friends with them or not. Everyone does that. We meet someone, okay, this is a person I can be friends with. This is a person I can't be friends with. Where does that arise from? That arises from a feeling that you're essentially your heart, but then your brain is also playing a part. You're thinking, and you're thinking that this is not a person I can be friends with. This is a person I can be friends with. And feelings are very, very unique in another form. There was this rather horrible Bollywood movie called Judwa, which had Salman Khan in a double role, as if one of him wasn't enough. More people dying. So Salman Khan in that movie had a twin, and whatever happened to one person, the twin felt it. So I can be here and my twin can be in Delhi. I get slapped and my twin feels it. That's an actual scientific phenomenon called transference. A lot of twins are born that way. If one twin feels something or gets hit or something, the other person feels it, even though he's not being hit or touched in any way at all. And that's not just for twins. If you truly love someone, if you form that bond with someone, You can feel their pain. You're not physically feeling it, but you're emotionally feeling it. Your brain is making you feel the other person's pain. Little things, if you're sitting at home and you're thinking about a person the entire day, your phone rings and it's that person calling you. It happens to all of us. You might be sitting at home, the doorbell rings, before you actually open it, you know who's on the other end. It doesn't have to be a father, a mother, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a husband, a wife. It can be something like someone delivering groceries. Because it's at that time of the day, your brain is tuned to think the doorbell rung, so it might be that person. All of us have had that experience. And if we truly, again, coming back to that love idea, we can feel somebody else's pain, we can feel someone else's love. If you kiss somebody you love, if you sleep with somebody you love, right after you had sex with them, there is this little heavy breathing that everyone does. And both of them are doing it at the same time. They're feeling the same emotions, they're feeling the same ideas, they're feeling the same touches. And that's true for everything. And I want to base this next little bit on that, of how our brain registers a lot of feelings, even without us knowing it. My experiment is, can I make two complete strangers feel a particular thing, even if they haven't ever met before? Ma'am, what's your name in the green shirt? Shrutika. Can you stand up, Shrutika, and just point to somebody you have no idea who they are? Anyone that you want. The guy in the blue shirt? You've never met before? Can you stand up? What's your name? And you've generally never met before. And both of us, all three of us have never met before, I will as well. Can both of you come on stage and give them a round of applause? Slightly personal question, it's okay if you don't want to answer it. Are either of you in a relationship right now with anyone?
No.
No? Okay, excellent. Can both of you shake hands? And stay there for a moment. That's the connection that we're looking for. We are right now touching each other and I'm touching them as well, as weird as that sounds. We have formed a sort of psychic bond where one person's touch can be felt by another. Let go. Turn around and face the audience. And imagine this is a PT lecture or something. Can both of you have your arms in one arm distance, just like that? Excellent. Shrutika, yes? Close your eyes and keep them closed till I ask you to. Whatever you feel from this moment on, I want you to remember it. But don't say anything. Just remember whatever you feel. Just remember whatever you feel. Don't react to it at all. Just remember whatever you feel. Any touches, any sensations, just remember it. Should I go open your eyes? Yes or no, did you feel anything? Okay, what did you feel? Did you feel any touches at all? Not at all. Okay. Try this again. You close your eyes and you can keep your eyes open this time. What's your name again, sir? Ishan. Same thing, just remember any sensations, any feelings, any touches that you get. Ishan, open your eyes. Yes or no, did you feel any touches?
Yes.
Okay. Where? Can you point to the place you felt a touch? Okay. And was it like a definitive touch or was it like a playing chord sort of?
Very slightly.
Very sort of like a playing chord kind of thing. Did I touch him at all? What did I do? What I did, Ishan, was I touched her with the playing chord. I didn't touch you at all. Those are feelings that can be transferred to people who never even met. I touched her and he felt it somehow. I touched her with the playing card in the exact same position that you just pointed. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Shrutika. We'll give both of them a round of applause. So little things like that. It's not just how your brain reacts to words or thoughts. It's how your brain reacts to touch. Both of them held hands for a second. And that's enough for me to do a little bit of a trick at the same time and influence their thought to think that when one person is touched, the other person feels it. And they've never met before. And the brain does that. The brain does all of that. And it starts from the moment you're born. I don't know how many of you know this, but when an infant is born, he can understand over 3,000 languages. He can understand every language in the world. But over time, as their parents or people in the house speak to the kid, he drops the other languages, he or she drops the other languages and picks up the one that's spoken to him or heard. So a French baby has access to the sounds like and the. He can say the theatre, but over time it becomes the theatre because of that French accent. That's what's spoken to them. So he picks that up. But at the core of it, the brain isn't really formed when you're born. The brain is not a mystery. The brain is not a puzzle. It is in its purest form. Over time, when we meet people, when we do things, we have experiences, we get hurt, we fall in love, we're happy, we're sad, a lot of things happen. And our brain becomes cluttered. And it's very, very hard to go back to the original form. That form of unlearning everything and learning something new. If you have to pick up an instrument today which you've never played in your life, it's something new that you're learning, so your brain is back into its original form for that part. And for me, the most beautiful metaphorical way to describe it is this: a Rubik's Cube. It is a puzzle. This can be described as a brain which is cluttered, which is mixed up, which has gone through a lot. But at the core of it, when it was a baby, it had no clutter. It was in its purest form. And the idea with the brain is so powerful that if you know that you can remove all the clutter, you can do what you want, your brain will let you do it. You can learn something new, you can have those feelings for someone, you can talk to someone and have your way with them in a good way, not in a bad way, and you can do all of that if your brain is not cluttered. And the simplest way to do that is this. And the brain will never be cluttered. I'm Karan Singh Magic. Thank you so much.